What's good, fellas? Your boy demxntia, back at it with another video. Y'all already know what's going on, man. I decided to make a full breakdown video talking about the lyrics, how I made the instruments, how I made the beat, all that, to my newest song, FML, which if you haven't checked it out yet, link is in the description. It's the first single to my upcoming R&B album, so definitely check it out if you haven't. Been doing pretty well. I feel the love, you feel me? I feel the support, so I figured I'd dive in and talk about the song a little bit more. Maybe y'all can learn something from this. Just a quick heads up, quick disclaimer. This is a Florida man tutorial, so if you learn nothing, I hope you have a good time. I'm not all that technical, you feel me? I'm not really, yeah, let's just get into it. So, pretty much, the idea of this song, I know I joked about it a little bit, but me personally, I do not like the ukulele as an instrument, but I felt like I didn't give it a fair shot, right? Usually a lot of times when I listen to music, I really like a lot of like something real gritty, real grunt. I'm an enjoyer of unpleasant sound, and the ukulele just sounds like a nightcore guitar, right? So it's like, And a lot of times music with ukulele is very often like pretty wholesome, pretty like indie poppy, whatever, you know, and that's not really me. But I decided to take it up as a challenge. I busted out an old ukulele that my brother gave me back in the day. I just went ahead and recorded it on my iPhone, which I'll isolate it so it sounds like this. I threw a low pass filter on it, so it's just like. I pretty much just doubled that with an octave lower so that it like fills out the space a little bit more. And then I did some like sample chops. They're effectively vocal chops for the guitar, if that makes sense. So it's like. Like it kind of sounds like a violin that way, which I thought was kind of cool. Pretty much once I laid that down, I had another segment, and initially it was going to be one of two, which I'll just play you guys this one now. By default, it kind of sounds like this. Yeah, so I didn't know if I want to use that loop or this loop. So I decided to just use both and use this for the first verse. And so after that, I went back and I tried to come up with a hook that I was listening to. And I knew I wanted something real dirty, right? Something real toxic. So I decided to write this hook. This like the Weekend ass hook, where it's like. Fucking up my life, passing out to different parties. Spoke up with a stranger in my bed who I could hardly recall what her name is. So why do I remember everything about you? So that was like very lo-fi. I just thought that contrast would sound sick. So then it ended up sounding like this. About you. So the whole premise of the song is like, let's say you talking to shorty and then you're not, right? You fuck up, she fucks up. Somewhere along the lines it didn't really work out that way. You're down bad about it, you know, bar hopping, drinking with the boys, getting into fights, getting into a lot of tomfoolery, kind of talking to other people to fill the void, but it's not really working. So it's like, damn, I got all these hoes. But I'm still thinking about you, shorty, right? I never had hoes, man. This is just entertainment. After that, I decided to add some drums because I was not about to just do a ukulele and singing song. That's not very demxntia-like. So I played out this beat on my mini pad, and it's kind of like. And it really just like a gut-wrenching beat. With a very, very deep 808. Kept it pretty simple for the most part. I was just focusing on the rhythm and feeling of it. So that sounds pretty fucked. And then you add that all together, and it's kind of like. Passing out different parties. Woke up with a stranger in my bed, I can hardly recall what her name is.
Fucking up my life, passing out at different parties. Woke up with a migraine in my head, I could hardly recall what my name is, but I still remember everything about you.
This next bit, I actually removed the drums, right? Insane maneuver. Initially, it was gonna be like a crazy like switch up, but then I thought it would be a lot more jarring if I did the just ukulele and vocal. But then I rap. Nobody has ever came like this on a ukulele, bro. It's like
Just to feel like I'm alive. Praying for the ends, no big deal, someone shot me. We stayed in the trenches and I
come on, bro.
that is wild. Looking on the pain, if I don't fish, I'll be fine. Pressure on my fingers, yeah, the probably you in time. But I'm sure that principle would apply to my mind. Every day is just rolling, another dive. Promise in the walls, but another high. Woke up with a stranger in my bed, I can hardly recall what her name is. So why do I remember everything about you?
So this whole song is just contrasting different elements and trying to tie it together to make this like very somber, melancholic, toxic ass banger with a ukulele. For my vocals, at least with this song, I have the sample playing in the background. That's kind of like a harmony. So it's like I'll go ahead and isolate these.
Fucking up my life, passing out at different parties. Woke up with a stranger in my bed, I can hardly recall what her name is. So why do I remember everything about you?
A very, very dirty mix. A very small studio or like small space kind of reverb. A lot going on. It sounds kind of muddy, but that's kind of what I was trying to go for. I just did like a low octave main left right. Pretty simple stuff. I didn't go too overboard with the choirs and whatnot.
Fucking up my life, passing out at different parties.
Very saturated.
Woke up with a stranger in my bed, I can hardly recall what her name is. So why do I remember everything about you? Fucking up my.
I think there's like vocal pops and like wrong notes here and there, but it's just I don't know. I just went strictly off the feeling of the instrumental, and it kind of led me to record it in that way. I know for this verse, I went a little overboard with the layering. I pretty much wanted it to be on some like, I wanted the rapping bit to sound like some Kodak Black shit. Shouts out on my Florida man out there, but some dark ass rap or like some like I don't know, something like really energetic, and then in the background I'll have myself doing like, and shit, you know. So it's like, kind of like my voice acting as the pad while I'm rapping. So you hear that going on a little bit here.
I don't play with death just to feel like I'm alive. Praying for the ends, no big deal, someone tried me. We stayed in the trenches and I cried, had us wild. Looking on the pain, if I don't feel shit, I'll be fine. Pressure on my.
So there's like definitely a lot going on, but it's mixed in the way that it's kind of like in the background as the ukulele's playing, which sounds like this.
I don't play with death just to feel like I'm alive. Praying for the end, it's no big deal, someone tried me. We stayed in them trenches and I crowned, I had us wild. Looking on the pain, if I don't feel shit, I'll be fine. Fractured all my fingers, yeah, it'll probably heal with time. But I'm sure the principle would apply to my mind. Every day's just rolling, another dive. Promise in the walls with another high.
So that verse means quite a bit to me, to be honest. It's one of my more raw verses, which is funny because it's all taking place on a ukulele. The idea of it was a lot of this was happening in my life before I was dementia, before I was that guy. I was an asshole. I was a horrible person, honestly. It wasn't that bad, but I was not great. You know, I was not a very stoic man. So I would spend most of my life just kicking it with the homies. This is kind of like in the purgatory of like, I had just dropped out of school, so like I was like maybe like 16 or so, and most of my life then was just get fucked up, go out with the homies, get into some bullshit, like get into some trouble, go back home, stare at the ceiling for 12 hours, repeat. I had a bar in there where it was like, fractured all my fingers, yeah, probably heal with time, but I'm not sure that principle would apply to my mind. So it's like I was Okay, here's a little dementia fun fact, right? In case a motherfucker wanna try me. So my left hand, fine, right? Whatever. So left hand is fine, right? Normal. Right hand, there is something off here, right? If you can put a finger on it. But the idea is I got in a fight prior to being dementia. You know, I went, slip, jab, hook. But when I hit the hook, my finger got caught on the footboy face. So it's like, and then I was like, ah. And I thought I was lit. I was like, yeah, I'm not God, bro. Motherfucker won't play with me. And then it wasn't until later, like, I went I went to take a piss. And then when I tried to unbutton my pants, TMI, I'm sorry. When I went to unbutton my pants, like, my finger was fucked. I was like, oh, God. And so I was out of school for 6 months, and then I dropped out. I was like, oh, fuck that. But yeah, so it's like fractured all my fingers. Yeah, they'll probably heal with time. But I'm not sure that principle will apply to my mind. Every day is just rolling another dice, replacing the lows with another high. Like a coming of age verse. A little bit of insight into who I am or who I used to be. You know, I'm a nice guy now. I stay at home, talking to my girl, play Apex, make music, get this bag. You feel me? But yeah, I really wanted to highlight that moment because I feel like that was a pivotal point in me being who I am. It was very telling of my come up. You know, I had to get out of that environment. I kind of had to escape that mindset. I had to escape that lifestyle, that routine, so that I could be dementia and be like a decent human being. You know, take care of my family and all the people I care about, and not die. You know, I gotta live long enough to see everything work out. I forgot I even opened up this notebook shit, but yeah. So that was the verse, and then it goes back into the hook. Fucking up my life, passing out different parties. Woke up with a stranger in my bed who I could hardly recall what her name is. So why do I remember everything about you? And then in the second verse, I kind of kept that like singing vibe going because I know the first verse was low key pretty jarring in comparison to like what the song hints at being. I wrote this bit where it's like. I can seem to leave my head, let it on my bed, hanging by a thread. Nowadays I'm stuck inside my mind, cause I see you with time where I can see you with a smile. Nowadays I'm a ghost to all my friends, said I ain't had time, but I know that it's a lie. When every day is starting to feel like it's the same, but maybe one day will be more than a picture frame. So that bit is kind of just like, nowadays I can seem to leave my head, let alone my bed, hanging by a thread. Nowadays I'm stuck inside my mind, so that's the only time where I can see you with a smile. So this whole segment is just like a list of reasons or a list of excuses that I came up with when people hit me up, you know, at the time. When people hit me up like, hey man, what you want? Like, what's the move? Like, you trying to post up, put a block, trying to play some Tekken, bro. Trying to get fucked up. What's the word? And it was just like, man, I can't get out of my head, let alone my bed, hanging by a thread, you know, whatever. And there's a bar that still holds true today. Shouts to all my homies, all three of them. But nowadays I'm a ghost to all my friends. Said I ain't time, but I know that it's a lie. So it's no surprise that I work very hard, but at the same time I relax even harder, right? So like, or like I might make music and work for like 12 hours, but I might also be in bed. You never know with me. And so I just default to being like, damn, bro, I ain't got much time. You know, I've been busy. You know, this album mode. I'm trying to make some moves, you feel me? So I don't really got time to kick it like that. Them motherfuckers know I'm capping, bro. If you know me, you know I just be bullshitting. Like, I'm working, but at the same time, it's like, you know, like I'm not that busy. As busy as I'm making it seem like I am. But I don't know. I thought that was a funny bit to add. Nowadays I'm a ghost to all my friends. Said I ain't had time, but I know that it's a lie. Every day starting to feel like it's the same, but maybe one day will be more than a picture frame. I just wanted to encapsulate the fucked up situation of being down bad for Shorty. I switched up the drums here to like a more like trap style, like trap lo-fi. And I also play this out on my MIDI pad just to give it like natural rhythm or like swing, where it's like. disgusting. I don't know who's doing this on a ukulele. Nowadays, I'm a ghost to all my friends. Said I ain't had time, but I know that it's a lie. And every day's starting to feel like it's the same. Maybe one day will be more than a picture frame. Just like some real, like, on some, like, 2016 XXX Tentacion shit with, like, a disgustingly distorted 808 and, like, some trap drums. Like, real ignorant, you feel me? And I wanted to layer that up with a...
Nowadays, I'm stuck inside my mind. Obsessing with time, I can see it with a smile. Nowadays, I'm a ghost to all my friends. Said I had time, but I know that it's so loud.
It's really subtle, but I made the reverb like I'm kind of distant at first, and then I come closer around here.
You can seem to leave my head. Better on my bed, making my breath. Nowadays, I'm stuck inside my mind. Obsessing with time, I can see it with a smile.
And then here I kind of get closer.
Nowadays, I'm a ghost to all my friends. Said I had time, but I know that it's a lie. Every day, it's starting to feel like it's the same. But maybe one day will be more than a picture frame. Fucking up my life, passing out a different part. Woke up with a stranger in my bed, rocking hard. Recall what her name is.
But yeah, the idea of the song, at least sonically, was very influenced by like imagine if like The Weeknd and Kodak did a song together and then like Joe G produced it. It's like that's gotta be the most like fucked up piece of music. You know, kind of hard to beat. And in the intro here, I guess the last note, the last like little Easter egg is I sampled a quote from Cowboy Bebop. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, it's like decades old. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out, come back, right? If not, then just skip this.
Why do you have to go? Where are you going? What are you going to do? Just throw your life away like it was nothing?
I'm not going there to die. I'm going to find out if I'm really alive.
And so that kind of set the mood for like the rest of the track. The dialogue was kind of like everything's straight. Like the dude can just turn around and like live a normal life, but then he's like, no, there's no meaning in that. And I know I was heavily inspired by Cowboy Bebop to make some important life decisions. I have a tattoo actually on my arm that says, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says whatever happens, happens. And I remember watching Cowboy Bebop drunk with my homie, Cristiano. Shout out to my brother. It got to a point where homie had a little ciggy. He was just about to die. And he was like, oh well, whatever happens, happens. And then like the episode ends. And then I was like, yo, he's spitting, bro. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna drop out of school. I do not advise this. I would not lightly advise someone to follow dementia footsteps. But I remember watching Cowboy Bebop and like Samurai Champloo and like just all these shows about like just motherfuckers thugging it, right? Like just doing whatever. Like they'll just make it work. Even if they're broke, they'll figure something out. It really connected with me because at the time when I was like kind of like growing up, 14, 15, 16, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I always had trouble like staying focused, like staying on track, you know, with like academics and whatnot. It was one of those things where it's like, damn, like I love music so much that I don't really even want to be a musician. Like I don't want to pursue it because I don't want to take away this thing that like seemed like the only wholesome thing I had in my life. Like it was so pure because I just really enjoyed it as a passion, as a hobby. Like I would just sing for hours without anybody listening, and I was very happy about that. But then like, you know, shit kind of hit the fan. You know, I kind of gotta start grinding, start hustling, especially if I'm gonna drop out watching fuck, I'm a dork. I admit it. I'm a dork. But watching Cowboy Bebop was like a very pivotal moment for me, at least when I was 16. I don't know. I was probably I probably watched it and I thought about, I was just reflecting on everything. And I felt like I was kind of wasting time because I was in school but not really. Like I had like 100+ absences since 8th grade. Don't really give a fuck about anything academics related. Only really care about music, fighting, and shoes. I was a huge sneakerhead. I still am. I just picked up some Jordan 3s, you feel me? But so pretty much my options was just flipping shoes on Facebook Market, which is what I was doing. I was just like flipping Jordans and Yeezys like locally on Facebook and eBay and whatnot. So that was option A. Option B was do MMA, you know, join my homies amateur team and like go crazy. But I didn't have transportation and I couldn't afford like training regularly. So that was off the list. And then the third one was making music. And this all took place like in my head in about like a week or so of like deciding. After I flipped a coin and dropped out of high school, like a G. But yeah, since then, you know, the rest is history. I've been just staying focused, staying on track, busting out music like no other. I'm dropping albums like your favorite artist drops singles. Fuck 'em. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of went on a tangent there, just talking about myself. It's per usual, my bum ass. But I hope y'all were able to take away something from this video. I just kind of felt like I should talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna try to do this a lot more frequently with the upcoming songs that I'm gonna drop from this album. I know, at least for me, when it comes to like artists that I listen to, I would be just doing my research, bro, on some stalker shit, trying to find like interviews and like production breakdowns to see how things were done and any insight that they would have. I always found that interesting. So hopefully this was interesting to y'all. If not, I'm sorry. Not really. I'll be back with some more bullshit. So that's pretty much all for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Link in the description to Run Up FML. It's the first single to my upcoming R&B album that I plan on releasing relatively soon. My music video is out now. Keep running it up and I'm going to drop a new one. Y'all know how we do it. Much love, fellas.